So, hi everybody, welcome to another pregnancy vlog. I am now 11 weeks and 1 day pregnant with baby number 2. And a lot can change in a week, actually. I know last week I said that not much had changed, but this week it's a different story. So, a few things to mention are, I can now feel that I'm running out of space for stuff. So, if my bladder is full and I am on my front, which often happens because I wake up a lot of the time and I'm lying on my front, and obviously by the morning my bladder's full, so, you know, that can feel a little bit uncomfortable, and it definitely feels like things are getting squished and it's kind of like there's just not enough space for everything. So in relation to that, I've now noticed that the waistbands on my leggings and stuff are just feeling a tiny bit on the snug side, some more than others, and I think I might have to think about maybe DIYing some maternity leggings or something, because maternity leggings and jeans don't fit me. I have a very small lower half basically, and they're always too baggy around the bum and too wide on the hips and just too long in the legs, so it's just not worth it. But it's actually really easy just to cut off a waistband and attach some wide fit, wide elastic on it instead. So I think I might have to end up doing some of that. And this wasn't a problem when I was pregnant with Leo because I was wearing jeans then. I don't wear jeans anymore, but I was wearing jeans then, and they were often a little on the roomy side anyway for me. And also you could just do that little hack where you get a hair tie and you loop it through the buttonhole and then you hook it onto the button, and you don't have to do up the button. So it's like you gain a couple of inches that way. And it was just like never a problem. So, but I guess I'll have to get out the sewing machine and get on with it. I was hoping that this would be an entirely sickness-free pregnancy. However, I have not got away with that. I was sick on Monday, and it was kind of out of the blue, and to be honest, I think I probably only have myself to blame. I had got up and I had half a glass of juice that John had made, and it was a really lovely juice, and it was really nice of him to make it, and it tasted lovely. It was like pineapple and grapefruit, and it had like some greens in it as well, so it was really healthy. But it was the only thing I had, and then I went off to do school run, and on the way back from the school run I was just like, uh-oh, I feel really sick all of a sudden. And so I had to like duck into a hedgerow basically, and like I wasn't sure if I was just going to feel nauseous and it was going to pass, or whether I was actually going to be sick. And no, unfortunately I was sick, and it wasn't that much, so I don't really mind, and I guess once is fine as pregnancies go. The last time I was just so sick a lot of the time. So this is much better. I think it's because I hadn't had enough in my stomach, and also it was kind of acidic. Normally I start the day with like water and then a little bit of food. The other big thing to mention is that we had our CVS appointment yesterday, and it all went fine. I was a little nervous, and to be honest, I had been trying to just not think about it for the last week, because I knew that if I did and if I dwelled on it, I would just end up making myself feel terrible. So I just decided to pay it no mind and just get on with my day and forget about it. And then yesterday, as soon as we walked into the consultant's office, I could feel myself getting anxious, getting tearful. I had the forethought to grab a couple of tissues before we went into the scan room, which was really useful because I was a little bit tearful. And the sonographer, the doctor who did the sonography, the ultrasound, he was really good, and he gave us a really detailed look at the baby, who has grown so much in the past week. It's amazing how much they grow. Last week it was measuring just over 30 millimeters. It's now about 45 millimeters, and that kind of growth is just incredible. I mean, and also there was a lot more detail to be seen in just the space of a week. So he actually showed us all the major organs, and it was moving his arms and legs a lot more, and he was explaining that he was trying to do lots of small sort of subtle movements with the I don't know what they call the thing that they actually put on your stomach, but he was trying to do lots of subtle movements, but the baby kept moving. So it's a wriggly little thing, which is giving me some hope, because that's what Leo was like. Leo was a wriggly little bean in there. He did not sit still. And I hope, you know, if this one's the same, then that gives me hope that maybe he or she is going to be okay. The actual procedure itself is not very comfortable at all. They sprayed me with like an alcohol spray, which was quite cold, and then they gave me the orange stuff, the iodine, which makes you look like you have a really bad tan. And then after they'd done the procedure, more alcohol spray. I had some local anesthetic, which was a little uncomfortable, it stung a bit, and I didn't actually see the needle that they used. And I think that that was a good thing, because John saw it and he described it to me afterwards. And I'm not squeamish about needles, but this needle was a big needle. Like, he said it was at least sort of 20 centimeters long, and it was like as thick as sort of the inside of a biro, you know. It was not to be messed with. And I am feeling a little sore today as a result. So yesterday after the procedure was over, I thought I might fall apart, but actually I was really fine. I think I was just glad that it was done. They're going to check for 3 common chromosomal disorders, because we were like, you know, you're looking at it anyway, you may as well check. So they're going to check for Downs, Edwards and Patau's. But he also measured the nuchal translucency fold at the back of the baby's neck and said that it was really good. It was like less than a millimeter. Very unlikely to have any chromosomal disorders, but obviously this will tell us for sure. We'll get those results in about 2 to 3 days, but we have to wait 10 to 14 days for the karyotype test, which is the one where they're actually looking specifically for myotonic dystrophy. And they will report on the number of repeats that they find also. So it's going to be a long 2 weeks, potentially. But I feel kind of okay, as long as I don't think about it too much. I feel okay. And it was really nice to see the baby again, and to see it so active, and to see so much more detail. And John was great. He was there the whole time. He held my hand. He let me squeeze it really hard when it got a bit rough. Because, you know what, it was like, it wasn't gentle either, having this needle put in. He had to be quite rough in order to get it in, because you're going through the muscle. I definitely felt a lot of pressure, a lot of pulling, tugging, and definitely then that feeling of when he got through. But they said that they got a really good sample, and hopefully they'll be able to get some results from that. So afterwards, I was just glad it was done. And today, I do feel a little sore. Yesterday, I took it really easy. I didn't really do much at all. They did warn me that I could feel maybe I might have some cramps. And they also warned me of some more serious things to look out for, like leaking fluid, or heavy bleeding, or pain that does not go away. Or like if I develop like fever and chills and stuff, like feeling off colour. But so far I feel normal. I've had absolutely no cramps whatsoever. So I'm taking this as a good sign, and that we're going to be okay. Because there is a miscarriage risk with CVS. It's slightly higher than amniocentesis, but I'm hoping that we are in the clear and it's fine. So before I forget and don't do this at all, I just thought I'd show you sort of a belly shot basically, because although I'm not getting a true baby bump yet, things are changing a little bit, and I can also show you the CVS stuff. So bear with me 1 minute. I hope this is in shot because I can't see what I'm filming. Obviously I've got quite a sort of baggy hoodie on today, but I think I'm just aware of like this sort of area is touching my clothes a lot more than it used to. And I think that basically I'm not getting like a baby bump like low down, but things are being moved up in order to make room for what's happening there, so I'm getting a bump like here instead. It definitely seems a little bit more rounded to me than I think it normally would be. And then just just there is where they gave me anesthetic, which ironically has more visible bruising than this, which is where they put in the huge needle. And that is actually really quite sore to the touch, but obviously the bruising will be much more internal. But it feels kind of fine, so yeah, that is my 11 week and 1 day belly, I guess. Not much to say at this point. That's pretty much all I have to say this week. If you have any questions, as usual, please do leave them in the comment box below. I do have other ideas for videos that I have in mind, but it's so hard to find the time these days. It's not like it used to be. So anyway, I shall leave you guys with that for now, and I'll be back with another video really soon. Bye guys!